So the brain, the massive thing that stays here above our neck, that everybody's just trying to figure out how can I make it better, how can I make it efficient, how can I understand how the neural pathways work, what is habits. It's a huge question. Is depression a habit?
No, but I believe that a lot of habits can be a product of depression or lead to depression.
And how do you control and direct your habits into a better lifestyle?
I think it takes conscious awareness of what you're doing is actually contributing to your problem. So we'll say, a bad habit is you're really tired after work and you don't feel like going home and cooking. So you have a bad habit of running to the convenience store or fast food place and getting really bad, crappy food. That's a habit you have. Well, you do it every day or every other day, every week. You start to get all these artificial chemicals in your body just built up, and you just kind of start to feel crappy and crummy. It makes your days worse, and
it just flows into this bad habit. Okay. What is your success secret? Your definition of success secrets?
Oh, man. I'd have to say that my success secret is just knowing that I'm always in control of where I'm going in my life.
Yeah.
And you have a very strong internal locus of control. And because of that, I know that if there's something I need to accomplish, or if there's something I want to do, or if there's a problem in my life, it's completely within my control to be able to fix and solve it.
You want to have full control over your life. I love that idea, because that relates to me, because I want to dominate, not compete.
There you go.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to have to struggle. You want to be successful. And I agree with you. I take that mentality into my classes. I'm not competing with these kids.
I'm dominating with these kids. I'm dominating the whole market.
They can fight for second place.
Yes, I like that. I like that mindset.
I mean, I don't consider myself a control freak. I realize there's a lot of things in my life that I can't control.
Yeah.
But, whether or not people like you or not, you really can't control it. You're just going to have to realize that there are people out there that are not going to like you no matter what you can do. You can't make them like you. And then we'll take it to even more...
deeper level.
Like a deeper level. You'll have family members and friends that pass away, and, that's not your fault. There's nothing you can do to control that. But as far as you have an issue in your life, you're unhappy with your job, you're unhappy with your life, there's always ways that you can fix that problem, always ways that you can change.
Don't be into that victim mentality. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, don't ever be the victim.
Push through the crowd that tells you that you're the victim and everybody else is responsible for your situation.
And, for a while I kind of had that victim mentality when I was going through depression, and it's, why me?
Why is this happening to me?
Yeah. It's because you allow things to happen to you. If you surround yourself with the right people and, set goals, small goals, and achieve those goals, and, make them lead to a bigger goal, you're going to be happy, you're going to find success. But it takes that mentality to do it. You are the one that has to pull yourself up and get back up and keep walking.
Keep walking. And a lot of people has this mental cage that they live in. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so hard for people to get out of that mental cage? Some people stay in their relationship for years and years, even if it's not working. Some people go to school for years, even if that's not what they want to do. Some people do the same job for years, even if that's the last thing that they want to do. Some people live in the same place, even if they want to move out. Some people want to go. Why is that baggage? Why is that cage? And is your childhood, because of what you went through, open the doors for you to be so aggressive in terms of your goal now because you have suffered and all that suicide and all that thing that you mentioned? Is it something that adds value later on in life that makes you that I'm free? I'm going to be free, man. I'm going to roll the way I want to roll, man. I'm going to move the way I want to move. I want to live where I want to live. Hey, if I'm living here, things are not working, I want to pack my bags and I'm going to move somewhere else where people are going to be more helpful. My business is going to be better. Because why? I'm free. Is that something? Because, to be honest, man, this is what happened to me. And I can relate that a little bit. I can see that on you, that after we passed that certain age, you became mature, and then there is nothing holding you back. You are so free, and people can watch and see it in your face. Are you that kind of a person? Like, you're free?
I feel like I'm continuing to grow into who I am. Am I happy with who I am now? Yes, but am I constantly working to better improve myself? Of course.
Absolutely. Yes. Would you recommend that it is so important to continuously improve yourself? As soon as you think that you've reached the spot, that's your downfall.
You never reach that spot.
Yeah, you will never reach
You're
that spot.
constantly striving to self-actualization. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the psychological principle.
Self-actualization.
So you'll never reach it, but the goal is to eventually be there. The only person who in history has supposedly reached that was Buddha. Which I can't remember his original name because
oh man, I've read that in history.
Because he ascended into Buddhahood.
Yeah.
But he reached
the complete higher level of consciousness where he was
spiritualization. But you can compare their
ideologies and way of
to
life.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs is very extremely, very similar. And but it's just being aware that the world is constantly changing and that you need to change with it and always work. Always progress. Always trying to build progress. And I think a lot of the reason people don't do that or they're stuck in that cage mentality, like you were saying earlier. It's because they're afraid of failure. They're afraid to fail. They're afraid to be told no. Also,
would you say, because this was one of my favorite questions, the reason that they're in that metal cage is because they have not suffered enough? Is it something that you would say?
Probably because
they have never failed, and they have their back was never
against
the wall so badly. For example, you mentioned you wanted to commit suicide and all that stuff. That now, going in front of a interview where you're going to get into medical school doesn't really give you that feeling when you had, compared to that feeling that you had at that time. Does that in return make you stronger?
After that experience, I'm not afraid of anything.
This is what I'm saying.
There's nothing I'm afraid of. I'm not afraid to be told no. I'm not afraid to fail. Because I know if I fail at something, I'm just going to come back and be stronger the next time. Yeah, doesn't matter.
And one more question. Man, this is the reason why I love this DallasReal. Because it's, for me, that's my connection with another human being. I want the juice out of your life and somebody else who's going to be sitting there. The authentic pathway that made to who they are right now. You see what I'm saying? This is your pathway of who you are right now, and you're going to be great. I can see it, man. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to be psychologically much more stronger in terms of, if you have, I've seen a lot of doctors, they lose their patients and then they can't handle it. They go into medical school, they pass, they're good students, and then they go into real world and there's a lot of emotional attachments to their patients. That's going to be hard for a lot of people. Are you ready to handle that? I think you're ready to handle that.
I definitely think so. Now, I find one of the most rewarding aspects of being a medical professional is the patient interaction.
Yeah.
You get to build relationships with these people, but there's always the flip side of it that you're going to lose people, and people are
just like life.
Just like life, and I've been through a lot of instances where I've lost people very close to me, and I don't want to say I'm desensitized to it, but I'm very emotionally aware.
Used to it.
And I don't want to say used to it because my emotional response is still the same. You know, I'm very saddened and empathetic, and but I'm able to kind of control it and focus it better. And instead of focusing on my personal loss, what that meant to me, be able to harness that and kind of focus on how it's affecting other people and help other people. So, you know, losing patients is something that is going to be very hurtful, but I have to be aware that, you know, I have to be there as the physician for the family and for the people that my patient left behind. And, you know, I kind of realized that with a lot of my family members that had passed away throughout my high school and college career, that, yeah, it was hurtful and painful, but, you know, someone needed to be strong for, you know, my mom or my siblings. And I kind of took that role, that embrace, you know, I'll be the one that gets up and speaks at funerals where everyone else is just kind of too emotional to do it.
And is that a natural thing for human beings to be attached to relationships, to other people?
Oh, definitely. We're very much a social species.
Yes.
And, you know, a lot of our mental health depends on
your surrounding.
Yeah, social interactions. You know, our environment is very much a factor in who we are and our emotional well-being.
Yeah, the emotional wealth. I have two bank accounts that I always say that I have my emotional bank account and my financial bank account. And I always try to keep my emotional bank account higher than my finances. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And as human beings, bro, I mean, it's so crucial to have that. That's why, you know, your peer group matters. If you're surrounding with those people who are not, you know,
that are negative,
pushing
that
you
aren't trying
up,
to succeed,
yeah,
that are trying to bring you down,
or just keep you on their level.
Mm-hmm.
That's why is that why it hurts when, you know, somebody passes away from your life, who you're very attached to, or there is a breakup, or there is a loss? Is that why human beings feel that kind of, like, there is a feeling that cannot be put into words. There is a feeling of loss that human beings feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, oh man.
Well, if you're, in my case, you know, I keep people in my life that contribute to my life in some way in a positive manner. You know, I've had to cut people out of my life because they were negative influences. You know, they were hurting my well-being. So when you find someone like that, someone that is a positive contributor to your life, they are very impactful.
Somebody who has impacted you in a very deep level.
You develop that emotional attachment, and when they're gone, you know, it's not that they pass away. It's, you know, almost like a piece of you is missing now, because, you know, we are a culmination of every experience in our life, and if you have experiences with someone that very much developed who you are as a person, and they continue to do that over a long period of time, when they pass, it's like that part of you is missing too. While you'll have those memories and all the experiences, you won't have any more of those.
So there's a lack
with that person.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So that
it's making sense now.
So if you have a support system, a very strong support system, and, you know, someone in your support system passes, then it's like your support system was weakened, and almost like you're weakened.
You're almost like your troop. If you're in the military or in the armed forces,
Mm-hmm.
you have a troop that's your team, and then all of a sudden this team goes away and you're by yourself. Mm-hmm. You don't have that kind of flow anymore. Is that something?
Definitely. You know, it's almost like, you know, I'm going to bring up this weird analogy, but, you know, everyone is just like a ball of Play-Doh. You know, we're born and we're thrown on the table, and, you know, each interaction, each experience we have, someone's poking us and shaping us, and then we're poking back and shaping other people.
Yeah.
And we're.
I did not look at this the way you're explaining it. It's very, very interesting. Continue. Tell me more.
So as you grow and get older, you continue to be shaped and prodded and pushed by other people, and you keep pushing back on the world and changing the world as you go along. And a lot of people don't really sit down and just think about it. That I am who I am because of everything
That happened to me.
that has ever happened to me. Any interaction you've ever had with anybody, whether you're in a strange town stopping to get gas and someone said, "Good day, how are you?" and all you said was, "I'm good, how are you?" and that's it. Well, little you know it, that's going to have an impact. Not like, not people are like, "Oh, that changed my life," but every little interaction is going to have an impact on you, whether you realize it or not.
Dude, you just impacted me, saying, because I was not thinking in that angle, and you just made me feel like I have to go back to school, or maybe hunt everybody down who are going to school with me and say like, "Hey man, thank you so much, bro. I'm being good. I'm amazing now."
And when you think about it like that, and you realize that all these people did impact your life, it makes you very grateful, and it kind of makes your relationship.
I need to go back and handshake my enemies too. Like, "Hey man, thanks, bro. I appreciate it."
You're like, you know what? Like, man, that was such a bad experience. I hate this person because they put me through this. But then when you look back on it, you're like, you know what? This is what I've learned from that, and this is what I've been doing better since. So I can't be mad anymore.
Thank you so much.
It just makes you let go, So.
Thank you so much, Caleb, to be on the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
I appreciate it, and it's always a pleasure to have you, because we talk about a lot of things very spontaneously, and this is all my show is about: the authenticity of a human being.
Just sitting here talking.
One more time, this is Caleb Kieslowski, the doctor in the making. He's going to kill it in life, just passed his exam. This is Moin coming on to you from DallasReal. I hope you guys got something from this. Anything you want to say to whoever is watching? Some success secrets?
Man, that's going to sound cliche, but just don't give up. No matter how bad you think your life is, there's always an out. And just be aware that you're very much in control. Whether you feel that you're not, you are the one that can take your life and set it on the right track. And it's only you that can do that. There are a lot of people out there that will help you, though. And the goal is to find them and surround yourself with those people. So even if you do fall off track, they're going to push you right back on. But it's definitely you that needs to make that first step and that choice to change for the better. But never give up.